Welcome to Ignorance Unleashed with your host Salvatore Cavalieri. Step into Salvatore's bold and unapologetic take on today's news and its impact on real estate. In just 10 minutes, enjoy no-nonsense insights with a dash of humor and absurdity. Approved by his psychiatrist and wife because they agree he needs this outlet.
Hey. So today we're going to talk about Pinocchio. Okay, the long nose, Pinocchio, the famous, I think it's an Italian actually story about this wooden boy that usually said lies and the nose start growing. Okay, so we're going to talk about this particular landlord that some time ago I had, and he was truly a Pinocchio. So he was a Pinocchio to himself, a Pinocchio to the tenants, and he's gonna be a Pinocchio he was a especially Pinocchio to me. So we're gonna go through that. But today, let me introduce you to one of my guests here. He is truly a sincere character. He doesn't lie. He's always faithful, and today he's going to get a haircut because he said, "Hey, Salvatore, I am not a sheep. I am not a sheep." Yes, we know that you're not a sheep, and his name is Astro, and Astro is 3 years old, and he is the sweetest of all the dogs in the planet, and he's so faithful, and he's not a Pinocchio. He has never lied to me. Anyway, so let's go. So let me give you some background on the story. Okay, this particular ex-client, okay, used to approach us in different conversations, but no business got done ever, okay? One day he approached me and said, "Hey, Salvatore, I need you to help me with a problem that I have." Which one is your problem? So he said, "Well, I have a property, and it's a large condo." And I said, "Oh, okay." In condos, usually I don't work with them because of the issues I've said in the past, in other podcasts. And I said, "Okay, tell me what's going on." "Well, I have this tenant, and the tenant, decided to pay rent." "Well, for how long?" And he says, 6 months, 7 months. "Wow. And what happened?" "I don't know. And I want you to help me with that." So you want the person to leave the property, I assume, but of course, right? Yeah. So I asked him a bunch of questions. He answered things. So I cannot do this. So I thought you can help me. But anyway. Yes, and then I want you to do the management, and I want to do everything. "Oh, perfect. Okay, let me help you." And this is the first lesson. He asked me, "How much are you going to charge?" "Hey, look, you give me, I'll help you, you help me, I'll figure it out. If there is any cost, I'll let you know." So I communicated with the tenant, and to make the long story short, she vacated the property within 30, 45 days. And the tenant actually, I worked out with her. And she left. Actually, she was going through some personal struggles, actually. Unmentioned, but, she left. She left without fighting. And so I saved this particular Pinocchio. I saved him thousands of dollars in legal fees, okay? And so finally, the tenant is gone. He never thanked me for that, okay? Okay. So I go to the property, and of course she left, but the property was left in poor condition. And let's be fair, and the poor condition is not only that this particular tenant was not very caring, but the apartment has long overdue maintenance issues. Okay, so I go in, tenant is gone. I go in, and of course it has to be clean because there was some furniture there, and I had to, be updated. So I call one of our contractors that we have, and he prepared an estimate, and the apartment needed, a lot of things. It needed for sure paint, fans replaced. They had a leak somewhere. Appliances, so everything you can drink. The AC was super old, didn't get maintained regularly. You had blocks of ice going through. So we provided an estimate to do that. I don't know how many thousands of dollars. Well, when I presented that to the owner, of course, he vowed to blah, 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 too expensive. So I said to him, hey, look, this hasn't been taken care for years. Well, what do you expect? That with the years it's going to be like wine, it gets better, your apartment? If you not only was not maintained probably previously, you, Mr. Investor, okay, but on top of that, the previous tenant was not taking care much of the unit because she has economic reasons, or maybe, she said, I'm not gonna maintain this much because this guy's not taking care of me. Okay, so here comes the first lie from this guy. No, I have done everything, really. Okay, so some people think that I'm an idiot. So when I see a property, I can see that he has been very generous in maintaining a property in good condition, providing a good housing for the person who's paying. Anyway, so I gave him the benefit of the doubt. He said, no, I'm gonna use my guys. Okay, use your guys. So he used his guys. I go to the property like a month later. Actually went in between, and I noticed that a few things were not being done or not done well. Okay, I communicated zero. And this is the kind of guy that you send him an email, you don't see a response. You send him a text, you don't see a response for days, which he already was giving me a bad feeling that I should have not taken the account. But then I said, well, okay, well, let's see if he gets better. Now it's on me. No, I should have terminated him right there. But anyway, so we keep on going. The property is finally finished. So I do, and of course he paid half. Okay, but all right. So I go to the property. Dirty. They didn't have even the consideration to remove the old frames from pictures that the previous tenant had. It was still hanging in the bathroom. The old curtains, those plastic curtains that you get, is still there, dirty with yellow stains. It was still there hanging. So I had to remove those. Okay, I had to go to the kitchen. In the kitchen, there was a leak in the sink as well. Okay, so I went. I did the walkthrough, and for some reason, the ceiling was a stain in one part, and nobody cared. So there is the stain as well. All right, so I went to the outside closet, and the outside closet, it was garbage in there that nobody picked up, including a battery, car battery. That had to be removed. And a bunch of other stuff that it was not right. Okay, not right. And also the paint was done. Actually, the closet doors, they just removed them, painted, and then put it back, and nobody cared to test them. So when I opened them, they fell on top of it. So imagine falling down on top of a kid. So I told him, I sent my crew to fix it. Because this guy was actually a liability. That's why I said in one of my previous ones, I need to protect landlords from themselves. Well, it is true. So I did all that. So we started promoting the property, and some of the comments from the visitors is a little bit dated, stuff like that. Finally, we got a very nice family. And they moved in, and after they moved in, they started complaining about a series of things that was not taken care. The refrigerator, broke down because the owner didn't want to change it. Well, we had to change the refrigerator. Okay, he got upset for that. This is the kind of mentality. It's so poor, so cheap mentality that they see something that is really going to fail, and they wait for it to fail in order to do something before. when it's obvious that it's going to break, okay? It's obvious because I said, so the refrigerator had to change, the kitchen range had to be changed, the dishwasher had to be changed, there was another leak somewhere of water coming from the sink, it had to be changed, the AC was creating blocks, all that crap I had to solve. And then he comes one day and he says, Salvatore, I don't want to work with you because the estimate that you sent me originally was too expensive and I had to do it myself. And I said, sure, if you want to terminate the relationship, I am cool with that. Okay, I am cool with that. But let me tell you that the estimate that we sent, it was to do the job complete, not what you guys did, which you did half of it. Okay, so this is another Pinocchio lie. He just told me that. And I said, hey, they did half of the work, which I had to complete. And you had a great tenant already complaining who may not renew if he doesn't see the value of good service, which I didn't tell him, which you do not understand, Mr. Pinocchio. Yeah, because the estimate. So the excuse of this guy, this lying guy, it was, yes, I want to terminate this because the original estimate, which he never paid because he used his expert crew, was the reason for not wanting to. It's a lie. Basically, this guy, what he did was the fault. He approached me so I could facilitate the leaving of the tenants at a low cost because I didn't charge him for that because I felt bad for him. I didn't charge for my time, for my expertise, for anything. So his real plan was, I'm gonna use Salvatore. I'm not gonna pay much in fees and legal fees to get rid of these tenants who you put in. Okay, you Pinocchio. Okay, you put in. So he's gonna do it on the cheap for me. I'm gonna fix the apartment with my crew, and I'm gonna have the same shit as a property out. Okay, so I can fuck future tenants. Okay, and I didn't let him do that, and he got pissed because I corrected what had to be corrected. Okay, so with that said, when he said that, immediately I picked up. I smelled his bullshit, and I said, number one, we use the crew you selected. I should, but they didn't do the job right. And I said your butt from a bunch of all the problems you could get. Okay, but no problem. Let's cancel right now, immediately. From now on is your deal. So Pinocchio, have a nice time. And by being such a liar, you have for sure, you have decided to take the path of the average to low average. So I feel bad for tenants out there that have to deal with landlords that they are like this. So bye-bye, Pinocchio.